The Best of Daughters. Written by Dilly Court. Read by Annie Aldington. The moral right of the author has been asserted. Chapter 1. Warwick Square, Pimlico, London, 1912. In her frantic dash to escape the police, Daisy had lost her hat and broken a heel off one of her shoes. She crept into the house, tucking her purple, white and green suffragette sash into her handbag. Closing the door quietly behind her, she tiptoed across the marble-tiled entrance hall. She paused for a moment to check her appearance in one of the many gilt-framed mirrors that were to be found throughout the house. These splendid examples of the Rococo style were a testament to her father's love of light and space, and her mother's innate vanity. She made a futile attempt to tidy her long dark hair, but she had lost most of the pins in the headlong flight from the scene of the crime, which had been both frantic and undignified. She had only narrowly escaped being arrested by the police, who had appeared in force as her fellow suffragettes hurled stones and bricks through the shop windows in Oxford Street. She herself had thrown several, but to little effect. How Teddy would laugh. Her brother had always teased her about her pathetic attempts at overarm bowling when they played cricket in the garden of Rainbow's End, their holiday retreat in rural Essex. But Teddy would not be amused by her efforts today. Like most men of her acquaintance, he had no sympathy with the movement, and her father was even more entrenched in his attitude. She turned with a start at the sound of footsteps on the stairs, but she breathed a sigh of relief when she saw that it was her younger sister. It would have been a different matter if Mother had come upon her in such a sorry state.
"Good heavens, Daisy! You look as though you've been dragged through a hedge backwards."
Beatrice paused with one hand on the curved mahogany banister rail.
"What on earth have you been doing?"
Daisy put her finger to her lips.
"Not so loud. I don't want anyone to see me like this." "Then you'd better go upstairs and change. Mother's entertaining some of her cronies in the drawing room, and she wanted you to join them ages ago." "Oh, no. You didn't tell her where I'd gone, did you?" "I couldn't very well, because I didn't know."
Beatrice jumped the last 2 steps.
"I love doing that," she said, chuckling. "Nanny Harris used to tell me off if she caught me doing anything so inelegant."
Momentarily forgetting that she was a wanted woman, Daisy smiled. "You'll never grow up to be a young lady, Beatrice," she said, in a fair imitation of their former nanny's voice. "You're 15, not 5.
"And you won't get anywhere by changing the subject."
Beatrice angled her head.
"You've torn your skirt and broken the heel off your shoe. Have you been in a fight?"
Daisy hurried past her, heading for the stairs.
"I'm going to my room." "You've been with them, haven't you?"
Beatrice followed, tugging at her sleeve.
"Don't run away from me, because I'm not giving up until you tell me everything."
As she reached the first-floor landing, Daisy glanced anxiously over her shoulder. Any minute now, their mother would emerge from the drawing-room to investigate. Mother had ears like a bat, and a nose for trouble.
"All right," she said in a low voice. "Come to my room, but for heaven's sake keep your voice down."
She ascended the next flight of stairs, limping slightly as she compensated for the lost heel on her right shoe. On the second floor, in the sanctity of her blue and white bedroom, Daisy tossed her handbag onto the button-back chair, upholstered in toile de Jouy, a theme repeated in the matching wallpaper and curtains. She slipped off her navy blue linen coat, noting with a frown that several of the buttons were missing, which must have happened when a burly police officer made a grab for her. It would be difficult to explain that away if it came to her mother's notice.
"Well, I'm waiting."
Beatrice flung herself down on the bed, folding her arms across her chest, as if prepared to remain there until her sister broke down and confessed all. Daisy took her shoes off and examined the broken heel.
"I hope the cobbler can fix it. This was a new pair and ridiculously expensive." "Never mind the silly old shoe. Tell me what happened."
"We were demonstrating in Oxford Street, if you must know. Then the police arrived, and some of the women were...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?